Hey guys. I am going to be reacting to a century of black cinema. Yeah, I mean, I'm actually excited to watch this movie. I love reading and watching about the history of like cinema. I always find it fascinating. So, learning about, in particular, black cinema, or honestly any kind of minority that's always been underrepresented or haven't had best representation. I like to learn more about that. So I mean, honestly, let's just get started and I'll give you my thoughts throughout the movie.
These are all major African American movie stars. They're part of the Hollywood studio
Just
system.
FYI,
Starring in
this movie, it's available on Tubi TV. If you want to watch it, it's completely free. So if you're wanting to know where you can go and watch this, that's where you can go and watch it. There's also like a movie about like the history of blacks in horror movies, which I definitely want to check that out as well because I love horror movies, and so that's on my list.
News, Freddie Washington, Tim Moore, Spencer Williams.
And that's what hurts. I don't know what that means.
I didn't know. I never grew up watching really movies with any black actors. I'm specifically talking about like the earlier movies. I do know some of the big, obviously white movie stars, even if I didn't watch their movies, but a lot of the early black movie stars I have known nothing about.
Was diminished. In 1915...
Yeah, unfortunately, some of like the only real familiar instances I have with like really early black actors were like in the Three Stooges, where they were for the most part in the servant role, which normal for that time period. But yeah, it's kind of sad that a lot of the black actors were more in the servant role.
Incredibly, the heroes were the Ku Klux Klan, the hooded avengers of the Old South.
Have not watched Birth of a Nation, and I'm wanting to just to know what it's about and be aware.
The erotic abandon of dancer Josephine Baker.
Have heard of Josephine Baker though.
Black cowboys were a little-known part of the history of the West. In the late 1930s, big band singer Herb Jeffrey starred in 4 westerns that followed the lead of Gene Autry.
Yeah, I do know most of, I guess the stereotype of the cowboy has always been the white guy, but do know that black cowboys made up of a lot of history when it came to the West. I'm not very much into westerns, so.
What a great performance she's doing. I hope at the Academy Award time they will recognize her. Maybe she won't win, but I say really nominate her because she did a great performance. And she won.
Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Science, fellow members of the motion picture industry, and honored guests. This is one of the happiest moments of my life. And I want to thank each one of you who had a part in selecting me for one of the awards.
And Butterfly McQueen were limited to small roles as maids or nannies.
Yeah, like I said, in most movies I've seen, or like the earlier ones, most of the roles I've seen black actors in have been in the servant role, which is kind of disappointing. Of course, might be just because most of the stuff I'm attracted to, earlier movies, they tend just to be the kind of roles that they are cast in.
Anderson starred in other films during his long
association. I do love this movie. I do remember I don't remember the actor's name, but I do remember his character. Of course, I loved him in it, but like we said multiple times, he was the servant in the role. He's a great actor, though. Great comedian. Brings back a lot of great memories. I loved this movie growing up.
Mainstream Hollywood began to address the subject of race, however gingerly. Pinky told of a woman who passed for white, but the point was undercut by the casting of a Caucasian actress, Jean Crane, in the lead role.
Not
Other children
surprising.
talk about the kingdom.
I'm the great pretender.
It's bringing up a lot of memories. My mom would always listen to the oldies.
The late 1950s and early 1960s was an era of uncomfortable transition in America and Hollywood. Gains in civil rights were offset by lingering racist attitudes. Gains
It's always what happens. You get some progress, and then people feel threatened, and then there's backlash.
Sometimes I wonder why they call that black exploitation. Because I don't think
Blacktation. Black space. I can't even say it. Yeah, I remember Blackula, but that's what it's called.
Blackula,
Such a funny name.
Dracula's soul brother, deadlier even than he.
they inspired similar
Dracula's
riffs like
soul
Dr.
brother.
Black and Mr.
I had never seen men hanging on a tree with a rope around their neck. And all the research that I did of Billie Holiday and the South at that time, I happened to find one picture of a tree with about 10 men hanging on it. Southern trees bear a strange fruit.
Political pressure and common sense resulted in a noticeable change in the 1970s.
I remember this one. Still pissed about that ending.
Near and far, and out of the sun rode a man with a gun, and Bart was his name.
Yeah? I'll blow your brains out right now. I'm dead, you're dead.
In a quieter role, John Singleton's Boys in the Hood, rap and hip-hop became a valuable addition to soundtracks.
Great actor. Great as Perry White in Man of Steel. So yeah, that was Century in Black Cinema. You know, it was interesting. I did enjoy how much of actual footage they used from different movies. It really gave us a sense of really how much has changed, and it was really nice just, you know, seeing all these, you know, different time periods in film, and it was just very fascinating. I did like the fact that it's pretty obvious that we've come pretty far from when cinemas first started when it comes to black representation. But seeing as how black actors are still experiencing racism in, you know, in Hollywood and in movies, we still have we still have far to go. So yeah, I mean, this was an interesting movie. Yeah, so that was what the Century in Black Cinema, and kind of my thoughts on it. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe. If you have any more suggestions, not necessarily on like, I love documentaries, so if you want to suggest some documentaries that you want me to watch, just put them down in suggestions below. And that's about it. So you guys have a nice day. Stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you later.